This is Kristen Wallace, Tech Integrationist for the Westonka Public Schools, and today I'm going to show you how to manage your way around Family Access. Family Access, or Skyward, is our student information system and is a great way to stay connected with what's going on at school and to manage your student's account. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is go to your school's home web page, and we're going to find Family Access and click on that. When you log into Skyward Family Access, you want to make sure that it says Westonka Public Schools here. When you enrolled in the district, you should have been given your Skyward Family Access login information. If you're unsure about how to log in to Skyward Family Access, you can contact your building's administrative assistant and they can give you that information. So what you'll notice when I log into Family Access is at the top right here, it says All Students. I actually have 2 students enrolled in the Westonka Public Schools, and so I can take a look at all the information for both my students, or I can log just into one student. So for example, the first thing you'll see on the main homepage are notifications from my students' teachers. A lot of times they will send out information to both students and parents through Skyward Family Access. You can also get an email notification of this information. So I have a lot of welcome back and reminders about my student Mackenzie. Over here on the left-hand side are all the different menu options that you're going to want to choose from. The first is the Chromebook Consent. So if you have a student at Grandview or the high school, you've filled this out in order for them to use the Chromebook for the school year. You'll also find a calendar, although I would say that most items that you would want to find out about on a calendar are going to be better accessed in Schoology. Remember that Schoology is where you find the day-to-day activities happening in your student's classroom, and Skyward Family Access is where you find the results, the ever-important gradebook. So if you go into the gradebook here, I can check grades for either one of my students. Again, this is only an option if you have students at the high school or the middle school. I can also check on their attendance for the school year. Again, if I want to look at both my students at once, I can check on all students and see that they've been in school these first couple weeks. In addition, there's a student information tab where you can find information about your student's student ID and other important information. Their picture is here. It gives some kind of background information. An ever important tab is the school food service. You can see how much money they have in their account, and you can go in and make a payment. I'll have other videos in the future showing you exactly how to make a payment through RevTrack and food service. I can check on their schedule, so if they're unsure what their schedule is, for example, for the next quarter, if they're maybe wondering what their next wheel class is, they can come in and take a look at what their schedule is right here in Family Access. Do they have art next? Do they have STEM class next? You can go in and see discipline and test scores, and fee management is where you can pay your fees. You can make a payment at the beginning of the year for their tech fee or their Chromebook insurance. All those can be paid here in Family Access. Teacher conferences are coming up, and so there'll be another video showing you how to schedule for teacher conferences, and so that's where you would do that right here. And then you can also see their report card from year to year or health information. So those are some key important ways to use Family Access. The last thing I want to point out is up here at the top under My Accounts. This is where you can change the information for your Family Access account, and if you are at Grandview, you can receive an email about your student if they are falling behind in their classes. You can also do that in Skyward in both the high school and at the middle school, and so that's a good way to stay connected with how your student is doing as well. Hopefully this gives you some good ideas about how to log into and use Skyward Family Access. If you ever have questions about the one-to-one program, Chromebooks, or anything related to Schoology or Skyward, you can contact me, Kristen Wallace, Westonka Integrationist.